Okay, we've been talking in class about some of our exponent laws over the last 2 days, and we're going to do a quick recap of the 5 exponent laws that we've been discussing in class. First law we talked about is that any non-zero number to the 0 power equals 1. Very easy rule to remember. We discussed a little bit about why that is yesterday in class. But for the purpose of this video, remember that any non-zero number to the 0 power equals 1. 2,500,816 to the 0 power equals 1. Any number. So when you see a variable to the 0 power, it equals 1. Alright, the next rule we talked about dealt with negative exponents. Okay? Any non-zero number to a negative power is equivalent to the reciprocal of that power. So 5 to the negative 2 is equal to 1 over 5 squared. And you could actually take this problem one step further. You should simplify the 5 squared to maybe say 1/25. In class I gave you a little mnemonic about move it and lose it. Move this exponent to the other side of the fraction bar and lose the negative sign. And again, if you have a variable, same rule. X to the negative 4th, you could turn that into a fraction by putting it over 1, do its reciprocal, and lose the negative sign. 1 over x to the 4th. X to the negative 4th is equal to 1 over x to the 4th. So that's how we dealt with our negative exponents. And then today we talked a little bit about multiplying powers with the same base. When we have powers with the same base, notice both of these exponents have a base of 5. When you're multiplying powers with the same base, there's a shortcut you can use, and that is to simply add the exponents. 5 squared times 5 to the 4th, well, think about what that means. 5 squared is 5 times 5. Times 5 to the 4th, well, that's 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. And sure enough, that would equal 5 to the 6th power. So when you're multiplying powers with the same base, add the exponents. Fourth rule we talked about dealt with dividing powers. 5 to the 4th divided by 5 squared, we're going to subtract the exponents. 5 to the 4th, remember, is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. And when we divide that by 5 squared, 5 times 5, well, we could simplify. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 5 once, and we would be left with 5 times 5, or 5 squared, which we could also simplify and call 25. And again, algebraically, it works the exact same way. X to the 8th divided by x squared, simply subtract the exponents. 8 minus 2 is 6, x to the 6th power. Okay, and then the last rule you'll have to work with is when you have a power raised to a power. 5 squared quantity cubed. What does that mean? Well, 5 squared is 5 times 5. And if we cube that, that means do 5 squared 3 times. Which would give us 5 times 5, and another 5 times 5. And you notice that gives us 6 5s, or 5 to the 6th power. And the easy way to do this problem would be to multiply your exponents. So quick recap, remember that any non-zero number to the 0 power is 1. When you're dealing with a negative exponent, you need to find the reciprocal. Move this negative exponent to the other side of a fraction bar. If you don't have a fraction, make 1. Flip it, move it, and lose it. Move it to the other side of the fraction bar, lose the negative sign. And since you could simplify 5 squared, 25, you should do that. When we're multiplying powers with the same base, shortcut, keep the base, add the exponents. Dividing powers with the same base, keep the base, subtract the exponents. And lastly, when you have a power raised to a power, keep the base, multiply the exponents. Hope that helps you out.